I still remember the exact sound my phone made that morning. A soft notification, nothing dramatic, nothing urgent. Just a simple alert that ended a 10-year marriage. Transaction completed. At first, I didn't even look at it. I was in the kitchen, pouring coffee, half awake, already running late for work. My wife, Clara, had left early. At least, that's what I thought. She'd been distant for weeks, but I told myself it was stress. Life does that sometimes. It stretches people thin until they feel like strangers. Then the second notification came, and the third, and the fourth. That's when I picked up my phone. I opened my banking app, expecting maybe a bill payment or some automatic transfer glitch. What I saw instead made my stomach drop. Balance, $0. I blinked, refreshed, logged out, logged back in, still zero. Every dollar we had, gone. Savings, emergency fund, the money we'd been putting aside for years, all of it had been transferred out within minutes. My first thought wasn't even anger, it was confusion. I called Clara immediately, straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. Again. Nothing. That's when the silence in the house started to feel wrong, too quiet, too empty. I walked back into the bedroom, something pulling at me now, a feeling I couldn't explain. Her closet door was open, half her clothes were gone, drawers emptied, suitcase missing. The air changed. You know that moment when your brain catches up to reality, but you don't want it to. When everything starts making sense in the worst possible way. That was it. I checked the hallway closet. Her travel bag, gone. Bathroom, her makeup kit, gone. Then I saw it, and a single envelope sitting on the nightstand. My name on it. No love, no heart, no softness, just Daniel. I didn't want to open it, but I did. Inside was one sheet of paper. I didn't plan for it to happen like this, but I can't keep pretending. I've met someone else. I'm leaving with him. I've taken the money because I need a fresh start. Please don't try to contact me. It's over. No apology, no explanation, no hesitation. Just over. I stood there for a long time, holding that paper like it might change if I read it again. It didn't. 10 years. Reduced to 4 sentences. I wish I could say I broke down immediately, that I smashed things or screamed or begged the universe for answers. But I didn't. I just sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the wall. Empty. That's the only word I can use. Not angry. Not sad. Just hollow. Because deep down, something felt off. Clara wasn't impulsive. She planned everything, every trip, every purchase, every decision. For her to leave like this, clean, calculated, taking everything, this wasn't sudden. This had been building, and somehow, I missed it. Or maybe I chose not to see it. The next few days were a blur. I called the bank, filed reports, explained the situation. Legally, there wasn't much I could do immediately. It was a joint account. She had access. She didn't hack anything, she didn't steal, not in the eyes of the law, but it still felt like theft. Because she didn't just take money, she took time. Trust. A future I thought we were building together. Friends started finding out. Some were supportive, some were awkward, some didn't know what to say at all. How didn't you notice? Were there signs? Are you going to try to get her back? That last one always made me pause, because the truth was, I didn't want her back. Not after that. Not after how cleanly she cut me out of her life. Weeks passed, then a month, then 2. I rebuilt slowly, cut expenses, took on extra work, focused on surviving more than anything else. But here's the part no one knew. The one thing she forgot. 5 years before she left, I made a decision Clara didn't agree with. Actually, she hated it. I had put a portion of my personal income, not from our joint account, into a separate investment account. Nothing illegal, nothing hidden in a shady way. Just separate. A safety net. At the time, it caused arguments. You don't trust me? She had asked. It's not about trust, I said. It's about security. We're married. Everything should be shared. Everything important is. She never liked that answer. Eventually, the argument faded, like most things do when people get tired of fighting. But I never closed the account. And I never told her how much it grew. At first, it wasn't much. A few smart investments, some risks here and there, nothing life-changing, until one of them hit. Hard. A company I believed in early on started gaining traction. Slowly at first, then faster, then suddenly, it exploded. I didn't even realize how big it had become until weeks after Clara left. I logged in one night out of habit and just stared. The numbers didn't look real. I refreshed the page, checked again, then again. Still there. What started as a modest safety net had turned into something significant. More than what we had in our joint account, more than what she took, a lot more. I leaned back in my chair and laughed, not loudly, not happily, just quietly, because of the irony. She thought she took everything. She thought she wiped me out. But she didn't. She just took what she could see. 3 months after she left, I heard from her. Not directly. A mutual friend mentioned they'd seen Clara. She doesn't look happy, they said carefully. I nodded, didn't ask questions, didn't show interest, because I already knew how this story usually goes. 6 months after she left, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick it up. Hello? Silence. Then, Daniel? Her voice, soft, careful, like she was stepping into something fragile. I didn't respond immediately. Or not because I didn't recognize her, but because I did. What do you want, Clara? A pause. I know I don't deserve to call you. You're right. Another pause. I made a mistake. Of course you did. I didn't say it out loud. You took everything and disappeared. I said instead, that's not a mistake. That's a decision. I wasn't thinking clearly. You were thinking clearly enough to empty the account. Silence again, then a small broken breath. It didn't work out. There it was, the truth finally showing its face. I leaned back in my chair, letting the moment stretch. Let me guess, I said. He wasn't who you thought he was. She didn't answer, didn't need to. I thought he was different, she said eventually. They always are, at first. I have nothing now. That line, that exact line. I almost smiled. I'm sorry to hear that, I said calmly. I need your help. Of course you do. I looked around my apartment, the same one she walked out of, now quieter, cleaner, different. I can't do that. Please, Daniel, we were together for 10 years. And you ended it in 10 minutes. I didn't think. I know, that's the problem. Her voice cracked. I know I hurt you. I know I don't deserve anything. But I'm asking, just for a chance, to come back. To fix things. I let that sit in the air. Then I said the one thing she wasn't expecting. I'm doing fine, Clara. What? I said I'm doing fine. You lost everything. No, I said quietly. You took everything you knew about. Silence. Real silence this time, the kind that sinks in slowly. What do you mean? She asked. I could hear the shift in her tone, confusion, curiosity, hope. I almost felt bad. Almost. I had another account, I said, separate investments. You never told me that. You didn't ask. How much? I smiled slightly. It doesn't matter. Daniel, it's enough, I said, more than enough. She inhaled sharply. I could practically hear the realization forming in her mind. You're okay. I'm better than okay. Another pause, longer this time. Then her voice changed again, softer, warmer, familiar. Daniel, maybe this is a sign. Maybe we're meant to. No. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't hesitate. Just, no. You made your choice, I continued. You chose him. You chose the money. And you chose to walk away. I was confused. You were clear enough to leave me with nothing. I said I'm sorry. And I heard you. Then why? Because sorry doesn't rebuild trust, I said, and it doesn't erase what you did. She started crying, quietly at first, then harder. The kind of crying that used to make me drop everything and hold her. But not this time. I can change, she said. I believe you, I replied. That surprised her. You do? Yes, I said. I believe people can change. Hope rushed into her voice. Then give me a chance. But I also believe actions have consequences. Silence again. Heavy. Final. I hope you figure things out, I said. I really do. Daniel, please. Goodbye, Clara. And I hung up. No drama, no anger, no second thoughts. Just done. And because here's the truth no one tells you. Revenge isn't always loud. It's not always about getting even or making someone feel what you felt. Sometimes, it's about moving on so completely that they no longer have a place in your life. She thought she took everything, but the one thing she couldn't take was my ability to rebuild, and in the end, that's what mattered. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because sometimes the quietest endings are the most powerful ones.